Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin, but they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Alright, welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. I'm Ellie, usually playing Archie.
This is Jeremy, usually playing Julian Illix, and thankfully still playing Julian Illix. It was dicey for a bit.
It was dicey.
No pun intended.
It's Johnny playing Chime North.
This is Aaron, usually playing Sam.
This is Jeff, usually playing Jerr Lan.
And I'm Jordan, and I'm a head case.
Usually.
I think that's pretty
standard across the board.
Yeah, it goes without saying. Yeah, so it seemed at first that this was going to be a bit of a dialogue-heavy episode.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yeah, that dog park scene was...
It was dialogue-heavy night.
Yeah.
Session.
I liked this season.
I loved this season. This season was fantastic.
It was good.
It had a lot of different stuff from the first two seasons.
The change in the scenery was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, even though as much as I love the city, like the scenery and being able to
hey, guess what?
do different things in the city.
We're leaving a place and there's no dead bodies we're carrying.
Yet.
Dead or unconscious, yeah.
Yeah, we don't have to
lug around another.
We can always stop and pick back up Katari.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
You guys have been trying to keep her alive for so long.
And then Jordan bombs her.
She's still gonna die.
Oh my god.
The player, Aaron, finds that hilarious.
The sad thing is, alone in a hospital room.
Yep.
It's sad because I felt like I wanted Archie and her to have some resolution to what happened.
And I had to ruin that. I wanted to give you guys some more flashback scenes, and it just never worked out.
I can definitely, we can still have those flashback scenes, but it's not going to involve any talking to her about it, anything.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Unless, for all we don't know Katari's dead.
No. She could have hopped on her own flight.
Or Katana could take her prisoner. Twin sister and all.
Oh.
That's the real reason they chased us. It's because we had Katari.
Have they been after us this entire time?
They've been after us since we left the city.
What is it because they think we kidnapped Katari? Maybe it has nothing to do with us setting off a revolution
Or it could be setting off the revolution.
Yeah.
Or they came to the animal preserve. We didn't know this at the time, but in creating the diversion, we kind of said that it was Redneck's Near. And they knew that there was the connection with Redneck's Near and the animal preserve.
Yeah.
We didn't know that when we were making that diversion.
They could just be attacking
the animal preserve.
Because they're after...
after Redneck's
They
Near.
have the elemental.
Do they... Maybe
But
they
don't know.
Maybe they don't have it.
Or maybe they don't know what they have.
True.
It's just sitting in a canister somewhere in storage.
Are you taking notes, Jordan?
I'm recording all of this.
I'm recording all this.
So you'll send me the file after.
Give me about 2 days. All you hear is Marlene Twist. Signed K.
I can't believe that worked.
It worked, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
At the same time.
It worked enough.
It worked enough.
Yeah. There was no way. I came in, again, points into presence after our last session, because I knew this was going to have to be a time where I was going to be lying through my teeth.
And you were
So much. So
as
much
a
lying
player,
to
I'm
your
like,
teeth.
oh my gosh, there's nothing but lies coming out of Sam's mouth right now.
And in the end, it was...
Which is surprising, because when Chime showed up, and in the session before, Sam was the one that was like, "Oh, I'll lie to Chime. I'll lie to Chime." And then Chime showed up, and Sam didn't say a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, "What? What's going on?"
The best part was when you tried to bluff me, and I was able to answer all your questions accurately, and you weren't expecting it. You asked Katari when they met.
Oh, yeah. No. So that was actually trying to figure out, were you the real Katari?
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a bluff attempt. It was buying into this whole Julian's idea that there was an evil Katari.
Because you were trying to... And that was a bluff.
And there is.
And hold on, did anybody realize that Julian just said it, and everyone just automatically believed it?
Oh, yeah.
There was no hesitation.
Well, because Sam saw it as an opportunity to tell her
Yes.
herring.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Sam was reinforcing it.
Because anything, if you had said that there was someone who was wearing a Katari mask and had walked in and dropped this note and was meeting with people, Sam would have agreed with you. Because it would have been buying into Sam's...
If it was
You're
someone
right,
in a
the
William
note-
Shatner mask walking in going, "Hi, I'm Katari," he'd be like, "Yes!"
Yes, that's why I was so confused by this note to kill you all. I mean, like, it didn't matter. Sam was jumping on that bandwagon.
But then, you know...
Yeah, but everybody else has been very suspicious of everything else in that
but
meeting.
also the fact that when you said it...
It was... Everybody just took Julian at his word.
But it wasn't just that taking Julian's word, it's the fact that Katari didn't dispute it.
Yeah, that too.
She didn't answer.
Yeah, but she's also, like, recovering from a really bad illness.
Yeah, well, I don't try to, like, stand up and fight, but... You know, say,
But at least,
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a sister.
But
Yeah,
that's
I don't
what
wanna-
she did.
No, there was an I don't want to talk about
Yes.
it, which is a very different... If I say I don't want to talk about
first,
Something serious
First she
happened.
deflected and said, "No, it's Daisy that has
Yeah.
a twin." And I was like,
Sister.
It's almost like there's a
"Sister."
block.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sister. I didn't use the word twin.
But
I did initially when I said Daisy told me Katari has a twin.
Uh-huh.
Katari doesn't know she's a twin.
Yeah. So, Daffodil. Daisy has a sister who's in Katari's sister.
it. So they're twin elementals in twin peoples.
Yeah. So,
There was a lot going on this episode.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot of...
It was a lot of discussion about what we're going to be doing.
And a lot of setup, too.
Yeah.
As far as what certain characters were working towards.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Julian. I went in with a plan of what Julian would try and do.
I think I gave you everything you asked for, too, and with your plan.
Yeah, for the most part. The idea of being able to use some of the thought behind the canister technology. Julian has always been trying to figure out a way to disbond or affect elementals even more than he has been towards the disbonding.
Yeah.
And he figured that maybe it was a physical component that he was lacking, so...
Yeah, because he was trying the drugs and...
Apparently he was on the right course, as revealed by the doctors who revealed it to Jerr. The host was sedated. There needed to be another element used to sort of calm the whole entire process.
Yeah,
the thought that the host, the elemental, doesn't need to be willing. That's probably new to Julian.
Mm-hmm. That idea, I think, was shocking when that came out at the very end, or at that discussion. I think that as players, we were all surprised of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the animal preserve, they're not subjugators. They're coexisters. So I think that this is just a delineation of how severe the break is between the two groups. So I imagine them seeing this as a war tactic.
Yeah.
Oh, so using it to
disbond opponents.
Basically create their own prison.
Which is what they did with the Consiglio soldier.
Well,
except with consent.
Well, yeah, the elemental
Yeah.
gave consent and said, yes, I want to leave this.
But the host didn't.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Julian wasn't ever trying to do it with consent. So
Yeah.
That was a lot
Julian
of
has a problem with that.
That was a lot of fun. Like, all of those aspects were stuff that, to me, that's what I thought about the most coming into this session. Like, how do we disbond an elemental?
Yeah, I thought that was cool. How it was like you had to control the human while the element disbonded.
Yeah.
so that the human wouldn't die from the
Shock.
extreme measures that the element
So,
was going through to withdraw
potentially-
itself.
Yeah. So potentially at the school, Julian would have been able to successfully disbond that one fire elemental had
We were
there
halfway there.
had there not been extensive injuries and it's under
Potentially.
the weight of a block of ice.
Yeah.
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 Potentially, yes.
Was Jerr helping you with that? I
No.
can't.
No.
No.
Yeah, because Jerr would have had to help you with that.
Yeah.
Because they did say it can only be done with the aid of a water.
Water elemental.
I mean, there was ice cooling it.
The ice was formed by the water elemental.
Right, but it's a healing effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have
All
to
right.
be
Okay.
healing while.
I gotcha. Yeah, that does make sense.
Which is a good thing that we weren't able to get Daisy into Jerr before we left, because we would lose the capability.
Yeah, that was when he asked me that question. I'm like,
Wait, what?
ee.
Remember how Jerr wanted to disbond with his water elemental
Yeah.
and be bonded to Earth?
We would have lost the ability. Our group would have lost the ability to disbond people,
Yeah.
which I think that's going to be big.
On
in
taking down the
next
council?
season. Taking over the council. I think is what you
I am the council.
You know that's going to be an episode title in season 4.
Yeah. I'm hoping for season 4 finale. I'm reworking Sam's 3x3. I'm just hoping. Just putting this out there.
Well, yeah, there'll be some reworking of 3x3s.
Let's go ahead and let's talk about character points and all the fun stuff. I'm going to go ahead and double what I normally give and give you all 20.
Good, because I spent a
Sweet.
ton
Yes, you did.
of character points.
I spent only 4, but
Because that's all you
Only
had.
had 4. I spent 10 character points.
Spent like it was going out of business. Oh, by the way, what did you guys think of the memories?
I love it.
You mean the going around and having
Katari's memories.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
I like it, and I like that now they are Julian's memories, and so he can fill in the details as far as like names or even some like firmer location ideas. I like that too.
I think one of the greatest strengths of the group is the ability for all of us to contribute. Like, we're not looking at one person as filling in all the details.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And if it had been just me trying to fill in those memories, I think I would have fallen flat. Or I would have only given you one maybe semi-interesting tidbit. But the fact that we passed it around made a huge difference. I
I
thought.
also like even though it wasn't what Julian asked for, it kind of showed the headspace of Katari and Daisy, that the memories, even though they weren't all about healing hands, were what was most important to Daisy and Katari.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And some of it was healing
Or
hands.
were they all about healing hands?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about best roleplay.
That was tough.
Everybody did a good job today.
Yeah.
I think the lying through your teeth was pretty
Yep.
great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
The line
Yeah,
through
I
your
think
teeth
so.
was- I'm so mad that I believed you.
Especially
So mad that I believed you.
especially because you took every opportunity when Julian was not there just to spin it.
Uh-huh.
You took, because Sam probably knew my real opposition in all of this is Julian.
Yep. If I could convince everyone to doubt Julian, then that would give me enough leeway that they would start believing me. So,
Yeah, I think it was very good role playing and strategy. Is because when you got the sense, I don't know if this was intentional, but there was a couple times where, well, obviously not Chime, but where Jerr and Archie were like, no, I think I'm really trusting Julian on this. You stopped trying to oppose Julian and then hopped on the Julian train. Whatever Julian said, it's like, yeah,
that's right.
Julian train.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think this was a good day for everybody.
Oh, that dog park scene
That was
for
fantastic.
everybody was phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
as much as Julian was super annoyed with Chime, I think that was some great role.
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
Especially the part where I don't know if you caught this, where Julian was about to just tell Chime to leave. He was like, Chime.
Yeah.
And I think in a finale like this, you really everybody needs to have a part, and we all got the chance. There's sometimes we don't get the chance to have that opportunity, to role play the way that we want to. Everybody had that opportunity today because of the way it fell, honestly. And I think that was great.
like the moment when you were saying that you were afraid to go back.
That was good.
Yeah,
That was a good
like
one
for
too.
Chime, that was a convincing moment.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, okay, then
Yeah,
it's not him.
because that's something Choler would never say.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
That was a really great role-playing moment.
Nice. I think Jerr had some moments too, as well. So
Oh gosh, Jeff's sitting across the table going, "Can I despond, please?" Like,
That was an excellent choice because that's been a goal of Jerr since the beginning.
Yes.
From the
And
very
as
beginning.
Jer's been so focused on healing. Wait, there's a despond. Can I do it? And it just immediately dropped it and went to
Yeah.
yeah. And you saw that with Julian too. Julian talking to Serrani, like elementally, was like, blah, blah, this and that. Wait, there's responding? How? Because that's been one of Julian's goals from the beginning too.
Nope.
So that was pretty cool moment for both of Julian and Jerr to get the hint of something that they've been searching for years
Yeah.
in their own ways.
so nominations.
Aaron,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a toss-up between Sam and Archie for me. I keep coming back to that. The role-playing as a different, more consistent, like Archie.
Except a sporadic personality.
You got more of the quippiness and less of the snarkiness.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got quite a bit of the snarkiness.
Well, no, it wasn't snarky. It was quippy. It was like, it was sort of like, "Hello, I'm right here,"
Yeah.
and kind of thing. And there was also a couple. I don't remember them off the top of my head, but
I would like to I tried to play. It's more the understanding that Archie's becoming more comfortable with who you all are, and that we're a team. But nevertheless, he still pointed out, I still don't trust any of you.
No,
but,
I wouldn't trust any of us either.
Yeah, no.
But it's kind of like he understood, like, I need these people to complete my task,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was not necessary to be snarky anymore. It was like, he's done. He's ready to just get this over with.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's just where he is right now. He's done being snarky, rude, everything. He's just, hey, I'm here. We got to get this done.
I did appreciate when Chime was finally past all his Choler stuff.
It just took that one thing to
It
convince
took
him.
the one thing to convince him. And once I'm Scared came out of
Archie.
that convinced Chime.
that's the major thing that has me
Yeah.
deciding between the two, because Sam's role, your role playing as Sam in just preserving this lie.
No, that's why Sam has
that
my
was-
vote.
Also,
was
it's so
fantastic.
elaborate, too.
It was very elaborate, and any roadblock that came along,
Yeah,
you didn't
he's-
try and go against the roadblock.
You
You
went
tried
around.
to
Steer with it.
Exactly.
Just move with it.
That's what it was.
and steer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the prolonged choice of that role play played out. But remember I said that this last session, there's going to have to be some big character shifts. Mm-hmm. And I think that one line where you were like, I'm scared, was the big character shift that needed to happen for Chime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that
it
was
was.
that role-playing choice
Yep. I'd buy it.
made a big
Yep.
impact on...
Yeah.
So it's like both of them were phenomenal.
Like, that one line made it so Chime didn't want to kill everybody now.
That was the whole thing. It was like, your Chime was just constant, like, I know it's still in there. You all are lying to me. And then those two words, you were like, okay, that's not my brother.
And-
Absolutely not.
And also you
Have vocabulary.
may not have caught this, but subtly the role-playing choice that you have made in the beginning slowly got Julian past his hurdle of working with that fire elemental. to the point where I know you saw more and more the conversations were happening, and then at the end, when Chime just started to jump all over Archie, it was Julian that
Defended.
came up to
I noticed
defend,
that.
and that's because of the role playing choice that you made in all the other previous episodes. So I don't know. I can't really decide.
My vote's for Archie.
Sam?
I
Sam.
liked the Sam.
3.
3 to
Yeah.
2-ish. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's nice having 5 players because I have to do
Do
far
less.
less tiebreakers.
Yes.
I would like to mention one thing about the way I roleplayed with you in Katari's room. It was so different than what our usual conversations go between Julian and Archie. It was more controlled. It was just more like straight to the point. We weren't arguing. It was more so we understood what we needed to do and where we needed to be.
That's part of why I asked the thing in between episodes. Do you want to do a time jump to sort of say that the group, in some way or fashion, as individuals, have been working towards mending some of these things?
Yeah.
Because I honestly think it was gonna take some time. It wasn't something that was going to happen that day.
Right.
That everybody would be, all right, okay, let's go on a mission together.
Fine, you tried to kill Katari, who cares?
Yeah, and honestly, there is something to be said about the usefulness of time.
That's the reason I wasn't talking to you.
There's something to be said about the usefulness in time jumps in storytelling. And I think that's one of the things that we've done really well, particularly in this season, is time manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
using
with our traveling through the
Oh, that
wilderness
was, it was
first. and then-
necessary. It was.
I can't believe that was still just at the beginning of this season.
It feels like so long ago.
Well,
That's what I was thinking when we started this commentary. I was like, wait, that was this season. Wait a second.
And part of it was that this season started when I moved into
This
this
is
house.
over a year ago.
Yeah.
Because
And
it has been a year.
it has been a year. And the only reason that this season got stretched out so long is because of COVID.
Yeah.
It got stretched out because
It's
of
true.
COVID, and we also were finding a little more difficult because of life changes.
Sorry.
No problems at
No
all.
problems.
But we got a
What
fantastic.
happened this year?
She had a baby.
I cut my hair.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's a pretty big life change.
It took a lot out of her for a few months, but what it did allow us to do was have a fantastic buildup of one shots.
Yeah.
And I think that really helped supplement our year. And even though we weren't getting to this game as much, I think we remained consistent by meeting over Zoom and online and finding ways to still maintain community, which was really important.
Yes.
But it also gave us a little bit more flexibility in looking at time manipulation as a way of telling stories.
Yeah.
Because the displaced world that we lived in was almost rife for thinking about how time works in a lot of ways. And I can't help but wonder if COVID actually caused us to be more experimental because we were thinking about time in a different way.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's some interesting thoughts. Let's go ahead and talk about who advanced their character the most.
Jerr.
And this is going to be a hard one.
I'm thinking Jerr.
Or Julian.
Yeah.
But because
they
that's
both
hard
had the
because
same
we both had
goal.
the same goal and we both equally
Yeah.
got the same amount of information. Julian actually got. Just making a case for Julian. Julian got some other things accomplished as well, as far as one.
See,
Until the very last scene, was able to be sure that Katari was actually taken care of. Like, actually not taken care of. Like Sam says, taken care of. But actually,
like in a healthy place.
Yes.
yes.
But
I would say, well,
Until the
also,
building collapses on Katari.
also with the despondent thing, I would say Julian is further advanced with that because your goal was to find a way to despond elementals.
you're right.
And
Whereas
Jer's goal is to despond himself.
So it's an individual goal rather than a knowledge goal. So Julian made more
And
steps. towards that.
Jer's goal was delayed.
Yeah, whereas Julian has technically met that goal.
But
Yes.
well, so here's an argument though. Jerr came to the cusp of that goal and
Yes.
determined that it wasn't right for him at this time.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, that's
So-
a difference from what you're saying.
So I guess, are we looking at furtherance of goal or furtherance of character development?
This is furtherance of character.
Then my Jerr stands. Because his character developed beyond that single-minded goal of I just want to disbond, and he put that aside for the moment, knowing that now is not the time.
Yeah.
But because he now knows that it's possible,
He's looking forward to that day.
No, yeah.
I think that actually gives Jerr a lot of hope going into season 4.
yeah.
That makes him almost a completely different character.
Uh-huh.
Remember, because you have to have a water elemental to do it.
Uh-huh.
And we're after a water elemental that someone doesn't want to survive.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a reason, though. Again.
Yeah, and none of us know that
right.
reason.
Shade has a reason why he doesn't think Redneck's near, or the elemental should
Whatever
not
elemental that is.
should not live. Shade has not shared that reason.
No. Okay, with Sam?
Let's simplify it.
Shade has or has not?
Has not.
Oh, okay.
Shade does not want Archie's water elemental to live.
Correct.
To
But
keep
it's
it
fine, because
as
Archie doesn't want to. Archie's afraid of changing now. So...
But no one knows that.
Correct.
Correct.
And just because I'm scared doesn't mean I won't do it.
Yeah, I know.
So,
I know.
but I know you're trying to.
Trying
We-
to
still
feel
playing that
better.
character.
Trying to feel better about killing the elemental.
Alright, so character advancement. Jerr.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Now the hard one.
None of these have all been hard. Like, none
yeah.
of these are easy tonight.
Snacks.
Rundown of what we had.
Yep. So, Johnny, you brought...
I brought a Thai egg and rice dish put into an egg roll.
Those were good.
Those were good. Especially with that sauce. That sauce was great.
Yeah, Johnny showed up, and I was the one that opened the front door, and before I opened the front door, I saw him with a tray of egg rolls, and I'm like, oh man, you had to bring egg rolls today. Because I love egg rolls. And then I brought a barbecue bacon cheeseburger dip,
Oh,
That was good.
was delightful.
Complete with chips.
complete with tortilla chips too,
But I would have eaten
as a
it
delivery system
with
for-
my hands if I had to.
Just,
I had to clean my beard.
I was eating it with a toothpick. I don't know what to tell you.
It was so good.
What'd you bring, Ellie?
I brought Reese's brownies, but I really actually brought some bacon covered shrimp.
So
Which were so good. I couldn't stop eating them.
And Aaron, what'd you bring?
I brought Irish Guinness beef stew.
That was very tasty.
Was very tasty.
I know you weren't as thrilled with it, but I thought the broth came out really well.
It was alright.
They just needed a little bit of doctoring.
Yeah, I would make it again. I would change the recipe. I would add a few things.
It was still really
It was
good.
still really good.
It was good.
Except for it burned my mouth.
Yeah.
And I brought peanut butter Rice Krispies with bacon and chocolate chips.
A lot of bacon going on tonight.
Yeah.
And just to make sure that everybody had decent food, where I shouldn't have even bothered, but I made a chicken vegetable soup and also brought Sour Patch Kids macarons.
Oh, those
Those
are.
are
Those
really
are
good.
those are
I haven't
good.
had any yet.
Oh, they're good.
I nearly brought the box down for this last session.
They would be gone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I would feel unhealthy.
Yeah. I like Aaron's comment about them. They're made with almond flour, therefore they're healthy.
Yep. It's got your protein. It's gluten free.
It's a great little snack.
Yep.
like they,
They're healthy.
They turn your tongue blue.
That's how you know it's good for you.
That's how you know it's healthy.
But anyway, those are not on the table.
No.
Oh, and my wife also made some
Quite
Irish.
literally not on the table, and I'm disappointed.
My wife also made some Irish soda bread. So
That's what you did there. Okay.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm going to vote for on this one.
I'm voting for the cheeseburger dip.
Yeah. Second, as if my toothpick eating didn't.
Because I had 2 bowls of cheeseburger dip. I had 2 bowls of soup. I had 3 of the egg rolls. I had like 5 shrimp
we ate well today.
and a brownie.
We ate really well today.
Everybody's like, I'm gonna bring something, and I'm bringing it today.
I'm having a hard time choosing between the shrimps and the dip.
Even or odd? Even is shrimp. Odd is dip.
Okay.
Ready? Even. Or I'm sorry, it's odd.
That's a 3. That's a...
I can't math. I only make up stuff.
Mine is the shrimp. Is the shrimp.
Shrimp.
Well, you got 3 votes for dip already, so.
Yeah.
That dip was
Dip wins.
pretty darn boss.
It was so.
That's
was
my
bomb.
new telltale thing. If I'm like, oh, this is gonna win, it might win, but it's no guarantee. If I'm just saying, I just don't care if it wins, I just want to eat it. That's gonna win.
That's how you know.
Yes.
So it was this last break. We go back upstairs. And I'm like, I really don't know what I'm sitting there eating another bowl of this dip. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna vote. Yes, I do.
So tasty.
Yeah, it was. Oh, when I just wanted to put it on everything else.
Just like, I know what I'm going to try it with. The shrimp, I know what I'm going to try it with. The Rice Krispie, I know what I'm going to
The Rice
Nope, didn't work.
It didn't go very well with the shrimp.
I was surprised actually.
That was-
Macaroons.
that was not going well there.
No, it would.
It did go well in the egg roll, though.
It did.
Yeah.
All right.
I honestly think my tongue is still like burnt from all the hot food.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, just a quick wrap-up question. What are you looking forward to most next season?
The friendship with Jerr, and then finally being reunited with my water elemental, my original.
What
Just finding out who I am.
what are we looking forward to, or what are we fearing?
That's the second. That's the corollary.
That's the second. That's the second question.
What if they're both the same thing?
That's what I was going to say.
They're a little bit of the same. For
Finding out which relative is yours is on the council and yours is on the council.
Julian has no relatives. However,
The daughter die?
yes.
Yes, she's definitely dead.
Oh, okay.
One, it's intriguing to me. I would love to see a completely
He's
changed
Consiglio when we get back.
Consiglio.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Pure chaos. Fires everywhere.
you'll see
Buildings collapsed.
Escape from Consiglio.
You'll see this when you see the graphic that I've been trying to put together for season 4. There is like a city in ruins.
Yeah.
And just fire and chaos going on everywhere. So that's what I'm enjoying seeing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to see,
setting.
is see if the people actually rose up against the council.
Well, I think they did in some fashion, but like
How far did they get?
we talked about this. I think it was off, not during an episode, but you can imagine like the cities like actually split into different like zones where this faction is in control of this zone, and it's a war zone. It's really it's unsafe to travel like the streets, as even though it really wasn't safe to travel the streets because there was in fear of the council. Now you're unsafe to travel the streets because you're in fear of actually dying on the way to.
Is this going to be a war
destination.
zone that we walk into?
That's what I'm envisioning.
We just left a war zone. So we're...
Well,
Yeah, you've created 2 war zones.
Seems like everywhere
Lord.
we go is kind of a.
War zone.
Why is it always us?
The war zone left behind.
That,
But
This
always-
time they weren't chanting north when we left, though.
it's your fate as a role-playing party to leave chaos in your wake.
Yep.
But what
The era that
me
we
as
chose
a
to.
player and Julian as a character in the back of his mind is sort of dreading is knowing that there's a council member that can do something similar that Julian can. Because that was hinted in season 2. There's the void
Oh, that's right.
that can push out the human consciousness from a body to let the elemental fully control.
How do you think other council members are made?
I'm excited to see who's at the reign of it. Who's holding the reins.
I'm excited to hold those reins.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we might have to kill Sam.
Yeah, Sam might have
I think
to
it's
die.
inevitable.
We were...
So that leads me into the other thing that I'm both excited and afraid about is the season finale and how we're going to bring this to a close, because it's going to
is
be
so hard.
interpersonal conflict. It is going to be Sam will likely either die
Or kill.
or
I think a couple of us are going to die. There's
in
no
the
way.
end.
Doesn't even matter.
Like
It doesn't
the
matter.
way Angel's Guard ended, were sort of a montage of "Yay, we succeeded! Everybody's going to go off on their
That's not gonna happen
separate
this time.
missions and sort of quasi keep in touch and have the possibility of coming back and working together." I think this is going to be a much more fractured ending, even more so than the ending of Terra Proximus.
Oh,
where
yeah.
the ending of Terra Proximus was very open ended. You didn't know actually what happened to a lot of the characters. You kind of assume that
They might
they're
make
all
it.
dead. There's a possibility that a couple of them survived because we never actually saw their bodies. But this one feels, like I said, more fractured. Like either multiple characters will be dead,
or we end up leading our own factions.
Or yes, we may succeed in the mission that we set out, but realize that we can't work together because we have completely opposing goals, or have driven each other to opposing goals.
Yep.
You guys were never really a cohesive unit in the first place.
No, when you have Chime, who is dead set against fire elementals from the start.
It's not just that. It's Chime's been forced into the whole thing.
Right. And then you have Sam, who in original 3x3
has problems with innate.
Has a problem with innates. And Jerr, who has a 200 years of history of, I've done this fight, I don't want to do it anymore, kind of thing.
The old tired Luke Skywalker.
Julian, who has a
distrust of everybody.
PTSD because of fire elemental.
And his childhood, literally.
Yeah. And because of that, doesn't really trust anybody. Mm-hmm. And then throw Archie into the mix, and no one even knew Archie, or beings like Archie
existed at first.
Existed in such mass quantity.
Yeah.
Right.
They're only down the animal preserve.
So you put all that together where either you didn't know about that, or you were inherently opposed to the people you were working with.
Yeah.
And it's either likely that our oppositions have grown or have changed a little bit.
Or have been constantly in a state of flux.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like we talked about at the beginning for Julian. Yeah. Julian, even though in his mind probably hasn't been in so much flux, but visually watching Julian's story from the outside, it's like, I can see Julian teetering off and actually being the one to start the war against the proxies.
Well, that's
and
what
then,
I'm saying.
No, I see Julian actually coming alongside the proxies and trying to help. No, I see Julian, and it's been back and forth.
I see Chime being one of the leaders, rising up against the proxies.
That's
raising, especially innates up against proxies.
Yeah,
and is it
using his powers to persuade people to go up against proxies?
Could it be dual thing where Julian and
it could be
Chime start the
war,
are on the same side all of a sudden?
Yeah,
or because the next part in the war is still where the innates help the proxies.
Mm-hmm.
That's the next part.
It's innate help proxies
against commons.
Yeah, against commons. So could it be that while Chime goes off and it starts the
influencing the innates,
the group, the Chaste, Julian actually is spearheading the initiative to aid the proxies, because that's where we are in the history.
I forget that part.
Yeah,
I thought we were headed into an innate versus proxy war.
We are at the beginning of the common versus proxy war,
and then it's the innate versus proxy war.
Correct.
Yeah, after the commons have been defeated.
Do we know about how long that era?
I don't remember off. We'd have to go back. And
I don't think we ever
the microscope.
Yeah, I don't think we ever really assigned times to the era.
So I could still be alive.
It's possible
for
the
innate versus proxy.
Yeah,
we all could be. I mean, the common versus proxy war could last 2-3 weeks.
Right. Okay. I just had to think through because that might affect my 3x3.
But the way we play, it's more likely that.
Right. I feel like
3 years at least.
Yeah.
No, well, our plan is that the producers are not. They're eyeing up the budget, and they got to look and see what can be cut. And this show is taking up the most resources, so it's got to be cleared off the schedule. So
we're actually. Thank you for listening to the last episode.
They've given the writers' room one last season to wrap everything.
Okay.
We've given you all our theories.
As long as they don't change writers mid-season.
Your fan-made film.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
So you remember, like Fringe, they had 4 seasons, and then it looked like they wrapped everything up, and then they're like, "Oh, hey, guys, have a surprise 5th season."
Yeah.
But that's what we got, so we're going to work with it.
I mean, even though we were saying this, like we need to wrap this up. This has been the longest story.
It's been a blast,
but it's been so much fun. I was saying it's like we just passed 80 episodes for this series.
So we will hit 100.
That's a lot.
I think if you hadn't added,
we might hit 100 episodes for Elements of War alone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Ellie, what did you just say?
I was just saying, I don't think if I had joined, this wouldn't have
I don't think so
It was
either.
long.
We've probably been 2 seasons.
It was
Yeah.
almost like Jeremy, he said, "Hey, come along. There's this fun group. Oh, we're throwing a wrench into the plan, guys. We're actually going to do 4 seasons."
Well, but one of the things that we had been looking for was another member of the group to kind of add a different spice to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you definitely brought that along.
It's
Yes,
wonderful.
very, very much.
So honestly, I think it was at the end of season 2 where we're like, wait, there's so much more here with Archie.
Yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
end it.
Yeah.
There's got to be more.
Yeah.
Because I heard you guys talking about past
Campaigns.
campaigns. Thank you. I kept thinking conquest.
That
Past,
too.
past campaigns and how you ended them when they seemed like they were on a cliffhanger. And I loved the fact that you guys wanted that completion to everybody's story, Archie's story. It needed to be done.
Yeah.
So,
Well, so think of it this way. Archie was really Spike. Like, if you follow Buffy, there's this character Spike who just kind of
Yeah.
appears midway through the...
Elements of War. You're the Spike of the series where you come in later in the game and
Everybody loves you.
everyone's like, okay, this brings in a whole new element to the series that
Was
has
missing.
to be explored.
Yep.
It's not just has to be explored. It was missing.
Yes.
Before.
Yeah.
Spike was such a linchpin in that. I mean, it was.
he was so important to the later seasons of the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up everything that I've got. Any last alibis?
I think this finale, it's gonna, I feel bittersweet for me because this is all I've known in this group, so I'm scared.
I'm
guys.
actually really excited. I have a whole idea of what we're going to do to give you the full Bone Throwers experience, which sounds.
That means you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You're gonna die.
No,
Come
no,
on. I'm the only one who has
Johnny?
died in game.
the full experience death.
Johnny's
so-
the only one that's experienced death
So here's my plan
for our main
And
character.
1, we're going to use Microscope to create a new world. 2, we're going to choose an era and we're going to
Fiasco.
build like a kingdom sheet, like what we used for the Rock game. 3, I'm going to create a Fiasco play set and we're going to play a Fiasco game in that setting. And then 4, we're going to take the Fiasco characters and build our character sheets off of those. And that's going to be the characters that we use in the game. 3x3 character sheets. Everything is going to be based off of that Fiasco game. And all the relationships that we build at the table for Fiasco. And then we're going to run with that. So that's my idea. That's my hope. That's my plan. And we've done this kind of thing before a little bit. We've done Fiasco play set as a builder for Angel's Guard.
That was beautiful.
It worked really
Even
well.
though Aaron, you weren't,
I wasn't there.
weren't part of that, but that was why Grayson and Demetrius had so much chemistry.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then we've also used Microscope for Terra Proximus and Elements of War. I nearly said Empires of War for some reason. Elements of War. So by using both combinations, I'm hoping that we kind of put the chocolate and the peanut butter together and make something absolutely amazing.
And did you say our next one's gonna be a space opera?
I'm hoping it's going to be space opera. That's kind of my desire, is that I want to do a space opera. My influence that I'm probably going to bring into it is Polynesian mythology. So kind of think Moana in space. But I want to do like solar sail ships.
I like it.
Yeah, so like Treasure Planet kind of.
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to that microscope. That's gonna be tons of fun.
Yeah. So those are some thoughts that I have. I had this idea of one of the things that makes Polynesia so successful as a territory is that a lot of the islands have reefs around them. So a lot of the habitable planets in this universe, I'm imagining, are going to be planets with rings. You're going to have outposts out in the rings and everything like that, and like maybe make races available based off of different Polynesian mythology and stuff. That's stuff that I'm taking from it. Might have to find some resources to share, some discussions to have.
Yeah, I have some ways we can do stuff like that.
Oh, baby girl.
Yeah.
My dog is snoring or dreaming.
Dreaming.
And when the dog starts singing, I guess it's time to call it a night. I hope everybody enjoyed this episode and enjoyed this season, and we look forward to bringing you season 4. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. Our cast is Aaron, Ellie, Jeff, Jeremy, Johnny, and Jordan. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.